Hi, I'm Marcy Venezia of GleeWorks Holistic Coaching, and I have here Grand Flourish Collective from...
Brockton, Massachusetts.
And your name?
Derek Jesus.
Oh, I'm Kim.
Andy Vicente.
Yeah. So what do you, we're going to have an interview here and just kind of talk about what happened. And I've known you guys before you even started this store, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So should we take a seat? Just sort of talk. Story of how you guys got started and what roles you play.
Tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Visual artist turned into tattoo artist.
Yeah. So go ahead.
So I'm a tattoo artist here as well. Derek is, and Kim is the mind behind everything, the mad scientist. She gets us all. Well, we've all been together for a while. I've known Derek since I was like 12 years old. I've known Kim for over 10 years. So it's kind of, we just all know each other well. So we have these particular talents, so we all came together.
Yeah. So both of you are artists, right? Yeah. So where'd you guys get started in art? Kind of give me the history of that.
Brockton High School for sure.
Yeah.
We've been artists. I've been doing art since I was 5 years old. Even doodling in class and stuff like that. And,
were you one of the kids that the teachers reprimanded you for?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We all got it the same. That's always how it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, you have like a sketchbook and you have one notebook to go around every class with just drawing, but it's just kind of something like a drug at that point. So you just feel like you have to do it. You always just want to keep drawing.
Yeah.
True artist DNA.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you guys got involved in, what was the name of the organization?
Artists for Humanity.
Artists for Humanity.
Yes.
Yeah, and so were you involved in that too?
No, I would actually pop into AFH and I noticed Derek was working there, and then it kind of went from there. So it's a beautiful place.
So what's their thing? Tell me a little bit about them.
It's just a way for the teens around Boston. It is to just get a feel of what it's like to be a working artist. And they have different studios that they function. They have what is it they got? Well, there's a painting studio where we work, and there's sculpting, there's graphic design.
Really?
They have
Woodwork.
Yeah, woodwork. So there's a bunch of different avenues just to teach kids.
How to make a profit as an artist.
Yeah, just living off of being an artist.
Yeah, and so you were there. You were a mentor, right, for kids later on, or?
Yeah, I started there as a mentee. So, and then as time went on, myself and Derek became responsible for the Brockton portion of it. So we were the mentors for that group.
Very cool. Now you have another tattoo artist that's part of your group, right?
Yes, Selena McElharney.
Yeah. And you met her through this?
Yeah, she was one of the teams at the time for the Brockton group.
Cool. So how did you make the transition from art to tattoos?
It was we worked there for a while. We pretty much thought that was our dream job. And a coworker of mine started telling me hey, you should get into tattooing. I feel like your style would be perfect for it. And I told him hell no, get away from me. I'm not stabbing anybody. I'm not putting a needle to anybody. That's not my thing. And he's like, no, you don't understand. I feel like it would be great. You got to do it. And he started himself.
Yeah.
So he kept sending me pictures look, this is so much fun. You can try it. Just try it. And was like, all right, I'll do it. I bought a cheap eBay kit off of Amazon. I started tattooing my high school friends. And that was pretty much history.
In the lunchroom? Like, what?
Oh, no, I was in my garage.
Garage. Wouldn't that be funny?
Crazy.
Yeah, the principal invites you down and says, I'm not going to get you in trouble if you give me a tattoo, right? So you're in the principal's office. No, that would be insane. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was tattooing out of my house. I was trying to figure it out on my own, and boy, was I wrong. Like, it's so much that goes into it. And the more I read into it, the more I realized that tattooing has always been in the background of history.
Really?
Yeah. If you really dig into it, it's always been there.
Yeah, like give me an example of ancient tattooing.
Back in the day, like the sailors, they always get the sailor Jerry tattoos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's its own era on its own. And tattooing started when carnivals were at a rise. That's where, in America, that was the first place you can ever get a tattoo was at a carnival, from a carnival.
Wow.
Because it was so taboo.
Wow.
And
So you're self-taught then? Did you go to like a tattoo school or anything like that?
no, it's actually frowned upon to work at a tattoo school because tattooing, there's so much that goes into it that you will just scrape the surface in the first 3 years.
Really?
Yeah, you're constantly learning. Even to this day, I've been doing this for over 13 years now, and I'm still learning every day.
Really?
Like different techniques and stuff like that. It goes into depth with the styles and techniques that come with the craft.
And then are you reading about this, or are you learning from each other? Or are you figuring it out, or how does that work?
Seminars, books, there's
Experience.
a lot of experience. Like anything in this world, it's like you get better with experience. Steadier hand,
Yeah.
better shading techniques, smoother shades for the shadowing, doing portraits versus doing something more simpler. But they both have a different way of going about it to do it the best way possible.
Cool.
And there are a lot of tattoo artists that they'll do one style and like stick to that style, but they'll excel in that style. Versus other people, like myself, I try to dip my hands in like every different type of style.
Yep.
Which could take me longer to master. Versus just sticking to one. Like there's some people that just do portraits for other people, and like
Wow.
they'll have the smoothest shades on the planet versus someone that does like more traditional stuff where they have really bold, steady lines.
Yeah. Andy, how did you get involved in tattooing?
I was at AFH for a little longer than Derek when he was already involved in tattooing, and then him and another coworker kind of got into a tattoo shop in Brockton, and everybody. Well, they called me into it.
So he's responsible for you being.
Yeah, someone dragged me down, and I dragged him right out.
Because I had left the other place, and they said, yo, if you wanna get into this, I was already interested in doing like lettering style tattoos. Because before Instagram blew everything up, you would see people's tattoos, and I always thought like, man, they don't pay that much attention to the lettering on tattoos, but like now it's its own category in tattooing, period, and it's recognized in like conventions and whatnot.
Which is very genre to show how the environment is growing.
Yeah.
Like there's still things like lettering that are becoming notarized as a real thing now.
Yeah. So we're in your studio, and this is an amazing floor and a really cool environment. So tell me, if somebody comes in, do they go online and make an appointment, or tell me how they kind of get involved and find out about it?
Kimberly?
Yes. So you can actually go online. It's www.gfco.biz, and we have like an appointment request form where you go in, fill out like what you're trying to get in detail. So it's like you could put approximate size, if you want it black and gray, if you want color, and yeah.
Can they upload the image that they want?
Yeah, they can.
Really?
Upload images, everything, and we get that and we process it in a little bit. But yeah.
When you process it, what are you doing? Are you thinking about who's going to be the person who does it, and what inks are you going to need, and what more information you need, or what?
Pretty much. So we'll get their request, right? So it depends on what they're looking for. So we'll kind of decide, all right, if they have no preference on artists, we'll kind of recommend, like, oh, this person, you know, they do this often, or we'll kind of say, like, oh, who are you interested in working with? Show their work, and then go from there. But we're deciding, like, how long it's going to take for the tattoo, if they should be in a certain area in the shop, like, they want a private room, we offer that as well. And, yeah, kind of just break it down from there.
And then do you give them a price before they show up?
So we have, like, our standard shop rate, and we tell people, depending on how long or how intricate, like, the piece is, we'll charge them hourly. But we do have, like, our shop minimum as well for, like, smaller pieces. Like, I'm sick of.
Oh, cool. And so then, when you get then you tell them when you're available, or do you ask them when they're available? Like how busy are you with these?
So right now, oh my goodness, we're booking, what, 3-4 months out?
3 or 4 months?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And we've had a wait list for some time now, so we're kind of like working through it still. But yeah, how do you get an appointment? I don't know. It takes a little while.
The wait time to get in contact with the person to book the appointment, then how far out that artist is booked for. So it's like kind of like 2 wait lines.
Yeah. Wow. And then you also have a walk-in on Saturday. Tell us a little bit about what your experience is. You've been open for how many weeks now?
We're on week 3 now?
Week 3. Unbelievable.
Yeah, this is the middle of week 3.
Yeah.
We're still in our soft opening phase. It's still not. We want to do a grand opening event, like we talked about before.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're just rocking and getting the kinks worked out before we make it official.
Yeah. But Saturdays you have a walk-in, right? That's not walk-in Saturdays. Tell us a little bit about that. Tell us what the first time was like.
Oh man,
Oh my goodness.
the first time was overwhelming. The first day, but walk-in Saturdays is when the doors open, first come, first serve. You just walk up, we're trying to keep it to shop minimum tattoo, so something about palm size or smaller.
Yep.
And you just have, before we even opened, it was like, oh man, what was the weather?
Oh my gosh,
It was like 3
5
degrees
degrees.
outside.
Yeah.
Freezing outside, and I looked outside and there were like 12 people waiting at the time.
In line outside your door.
Yes.
Yeah, and then when I open the door, people see you outside. They just like all get out of their car and start like flocking in. But it was fun. We had like games up front, people playing games and whatnot, just to buy the time while they're waiting for their tattoo. So we got through a bunch of people.
Yeah.
The fun time, everybody seemed to like
Yeah, 30, somewhere around 30 rooms.
around there.
Yeah.
Ballpark number.
Yeah. Awesome.
It was around 30 that we got to.
Oh, that you got to.
Yes, that were actually tattooed. There was like a list, I think 2 pages long, of people still trying to get in. And I'm like, it's gonna be 10 o'clock by the time we even start calling people. So I don't even know. But yeah, it was amazing.
Wow.
But there's always more Saturdays.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Anybody
Saturday
else?
comes every week.
Anybody else that wants to go by?
Yeah. So, what are your hours? Like,
12 to 8 every day besides Monday.
12 to 8. Okay. That's good. So I can get up, I can roll out of bed,
Yeah.
finally figure out that my body is upright, get myself a Dunkin' Donuts
Shake it
coffee,
up.
shake it up, go over to Empower Nutrition, get an energy
Yes.
drink, and be over here in time.
Yep.
That's a perfect day.
Yeah, there it is. That
That's
really
good.
is.
I like that.
But something I wanted to touch on when you was talking about the Saturday. Oh, the whole reason why we decided to go with the Tattoo Saturday.
Yeah.
Because of the waitlist. Tattooing has become so mainstream and so popular that it's like the new normal. Like seeing people with tattoos now, that we get booked out now 3-4 months. It's almost like the golden hour for the tattoo industry.
Yeah.
The bad thing is, someone wants a small tattoo on their wrist or something, you gotta wait 3 months for it.
Yeah.
Where it takes us like maybe 10 minutes to do. So we
okay.
try to counteract that by doing Tattoo Saturdays to give those people opportunity to come in and get something quick.
So you're really saying right up front on those walk-in Saturdays that it needs to be a small toe tattoo. You said palm size or smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how How many places do you have? How many?
We have
people?
6 stations.
6 stations.
Yes, and we're at half capacity right now. So
There's 3 working artists, so Derek, myself, and Selena.
Yep,
And then we have 2 apprentices, Cody and Tatiana.
yep.
And yeah, so it's gonna be 5 artists in time, you know, but
Yep.
right now it's 3 of us and we have 6 stations.
So as you have, when you were getting your business up and running, what was the experience of working with the town regarding a tattoo parlor?
A lot of convincing.
Yes.
A lot of convincing.
We really had to like tell people like, no, we're legit people. Like we're not weirdos or not, you know, whatever negative stigma was on tattoos. Like we really try to tell them like we're good people who want to do good business.
It did get easier when we got to meet the people in person. Like if they're just reading it on paper and they see tattoos or whatever, they think a certain way. But when they meet us, it's always like, oh, okay. Not as bad as I thought. No.
Yeah.
So we got our foot in the door.
Yeah, so, and that, I think that's one of the things that we've talked about is how you wanted to bring tattoo artistry up to an art.
Yes.
And with, you know, clean processes and all of that. Rather than what the negative image is, which I think.
That's our whole mission statement is bridging the community and art with tattoo culture.
Just being open in Brockton itself. I feel like Brockton holds that same stigma. People hear Brockton and they think about that a certain way too, you know. So it's like,
Yeah.
That's why opening here and like doing it for Brockton is a big deal to me personally. At least it's like you don't see a lot of spaces like this, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a good feeling. I don't feel. You can ask the people.
Yeah.
You'll never come here and have like a bad experience. It's always like a good
Yeah.
community feeling.
Yeah, so you were talking about a little bit before about the experience people have when you're sitting there doing a tattoo and how they share their experiences and how personal. Could you talk a little bit about that?
You hear everybody's stories, whether good or bad, whatever they're going through, and it's the best part of it is this is something I learned as well through some cool artwork, but just learning about like being able to help people get through like losing family members and friends or whatever, or them just getting through their days and they want certain things to help them get through the day and you're able to provide them with that. You know, they tell you their whole life stories or when they're in that chair has magical powers.
So what's the most,
Therapeutic.
yeah, so what's the most deep or sort of moving thing that's happened for you with a client?
Just it has to be tears. It doesn't get deeper than tears.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's raw emotion.
Yeah.
And again, it's back to the losing a loved one. It was a mother, you know. There's not going to be anything that's going to top that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's painful.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, it's the emotion, losing someone, then going through that pain to honor that person. Then at the end of it, receiving a beautiful piece of art. It's almost like a journey that they go through.
Uh-huh.
And it's something that you can't compare it to anything else. Like,
Wow.
It's very unique, and it holds its own weight. For sure.
Uh-huh. Huh. Wow. Now I understand that the art in here is all local art and that, well, tell me a little bit about your decisions of what materials you brought in here and how you supported.
Well, the art itself isn't. We have pieces that are local, like there's a guy up there that's actually from another kid that was a mentee in the Brockton group, Lewis. So we could get a little thing of that after, but. And then we have the Boston artists back there, but it's just something nice to look at. It's artists that I'm inspired by, and I know other people are inspired by. It's nice, like when you're working on artwork, that you could just look at any corner of the room and get that little bit of motivation, inspiration. So
Yeah.
keep on doing things better.
And you're using local vendors too for putting this together. You mentioned, who's the couch guy? What's his name? Who is the couch guy?
EVS Upholstery.
What is it?
EVS Upholstery.
EVS Upholstery. Okay, where's he located?
He's on Liberty Street.
Yeah.
I can't give you the exact address, but it's on Liberty Street.
And he did the custom-made couches.
Yes, he did our curtains for the private room. set up in the lobby area,
Nice.
which he found a way to add into, like, add our logo to it as well.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Couldn't find the right word for it.
Yeah, that's all right.
Same for, what else did we use? It was EVS upholstery. The table.
Oh yeah, that was Chris Rogowski, custom built the little coffee table we have in front there.
Yeah,
Did an amazing job.
yeah,
And he wants to,
Craftsmanship.
yeah.
he does that on the side. So,
Yeah.
Oh,
but he does want to start his own business doing that. So hopefully this will help get him off the floor.
Yeah.
Doing that.
yeah. Well, you guys, Derek, you approached me because I'm a business coach, and we've worked a little bit, but you guys are just so on top of everything. I think it's Kim, the brains, right?
Absolutely.
And so I wanted to thank you all for letting me interview today, and you guys are awesome. I wish you all the luck, and we'll find out soon when your grand opening is, right? Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much, honestly.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to get to know you and see all the work you're doing. It's awesome.
I hope to keep surprising people and keep pushing forward
Yeah,
with this whole journey.
yeah,
Years to come.
Yeah, years to come.
Just started,
Only
yeah.
looking to go up and bring along
Everyone.
more people throughout the journey. You know?
yeah,
We're gonna have like other people in Brockton that have like clothing brands and whatnot. We'll like display some pieces in front on our merch table to see, just so people know what else is out there around here.
Well, and you talked about having artist events here because you have an open space. This is an opportunity to bring artists together in a really wonderful way, unique way.
That's a plan for other people. It's a nice space. So it's a plan for other people who are in the same field as us to kind of utilize it, get to share it.
Another reason why we made the shop so modular
Yep,
is so it can conform to whatever space you need it to be. You know?
it's awesome.
And a lot of the inspiration came with why we chose white for the majority of the walls. We've done art shows many times as we were kids, so we wanted to treat the space as if it was like an art, like what would they call them? Like art studio?
Gallery.
Yeah, gallery, yeah, there we go, yeah.
So that's the whole concept of why we went with white. And the accent wall is just because the white was so blinding in here that we needed to offset something in here. But
Yeah, it looks
that,
really,
that was
yeah.
the whole premise of making sure this place was very open, so you could change it and then be a whole different spot. You don't even recognize it.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm so glad you guys are up and running. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations.